You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Beyond the Gates fans. Well, we have got some huge couple action coming after Bill Hamilton just locked lips with his ex-wife, Dani Dupree, and the ripple effects could rip apart several relationships on the CBS soap. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. Please click subscribe. And now let's dive into whose relationship is about to go boom. We're going to talk about 2 marriages headed for the scrap heap and 1 almost marriage that may never happen because of all this. So this week, we saw Miss Thing, little Hayley Hamilton, having an absolute hissy fit when she found out Bill was digging into Dani's Las Vegas wedding to Andre Richardson. First, Hayley was griping to Carolyn about why Bill was having her pull all that info on Dani. Then Bill came in to ask what Carolyn had found out, and Hayley was stomping her little feet about Bill being fixated on Dani's new marriage. And Hayley poked the bear and said she hopes that Andre and Dani get a happily ever after. And of course, that really bothered Bill. He tried saying that he's worried because Dani's got money and there's no prenup, but Hayley knows that's a lie. I mean, heck, we all know it. Bill is jealous as heck. He cheated on Dani throughout their marriage, and then he left her for a teeny bopper that his daughter Naomi brought home. This is the most attention that Bill has paid Dani in years, and that's pretty much why she wants to stay married to Andre, which is very messy. I mean, yeah, Dani's enjoying the cuddles and the hot sex with Andre, but watching steam come out of Bill's jealous ears, that's the biggest wedding gift that Dani could ever ask for. At least until that recent episode where Bill and Dani were swapping insults and then they kind of started swapping spit because they locked lips. And Dani asks Bill after the kiss if he feels ashamed. And I think Dani is kind of prodding him because he's basically just cheated on Hayley. I mean, there's not much shame in Bill's game, and he is a total player. It's like he didn't want Dani until somebody else came along and scooped her up. And Bill even had the nerve to ask why Dani wasn't with her, this is a quote, nearly incestuous underage groom. And then she clapped back at Bill about his young bride, but instead she wound up in his arms. So are we about to see Hayley and Bill on the rocks? If you remember, Dani promised Hayley that Bill's roving eye would lead him back to his old cheating ways. I just don't think Dani thought Bill would head back her way, but we all know that Dani's been hoping to have Bill back. Talk about terrible addiction. I mean, yeah, Bill is all sorts of hot. I love me a big hot zaddy like that, but Dani ought to be running the other way. Not that Andre is really an appropriate option either, but better him than Bill, right? So there's also the question of whether Dani and Andre's quickie marriage will survive. Everybody expected it to be over already, and Dani even called to get it annulled, but then she up and changed her mind when she saw how much her marrying Andre was driving Bill crazy. But don't forget, Andre's also got his eye on another woman as much as Dani's got her eye on her ex. So Hayley's marriage to Bill could be shaky soon, although I'm sure Hayley won't give up on her hot, older, rich hubby very easily. She's going to keep her claws in Bill if she can. Meanwhile, we've got Andre running over to warn Ashley that he eloped with Dani, and Andre and Ashley bickered about their last conversation where they had also bickered when Ashley said she and Andre are both with who they're meant to be with. He doesn't agree with that at all, but he can't make a play for her, really. Now he's married to Dani and Derek's in a wheelchair. So at the same time, while Ashley insists she's not with Derek out of guilt or because he's hurt, well, Derek is worried that that's exactly what it is, and Shanice even called Derek out on that. And Jacob already warned Derek not to hide it from Ashley that he's got some feeling back in that one leg. But Derek tried to justify the whole lie of omission to Shanice and also to Jacob, because we've got Derek imagining that he's going to be able to stand up and walk down the aisle to Ashley and it being this whole miracle wedding thing. But Shanice thinks Derek is lying out of anxiety and self-defense and told him, stop lying, just get a chocolate fountain if you want to wow her at the wedding. And Shanice told Derek that you think if you can walk, that Ashley is going to run back to Andre. And of course, Derek denied it, but that seems like what's playing out in his mind quite clearly. And I think Ashley would be over the moon to find out that Derek's getting feeling back in his leg. But if he doesn't tell Ashley himself, then that's a constructive lie. It's a lie of omission. And if it drags on too long, I think she might be really ticked off with Derek for hiding this, especially because Jacob and Shanice both know, and this is more about paranoia about Ashley and Andre, really. So at this point, it feels like Ashley and Derek might not make it down the aisle, even if he fully recovers. So we've got Dani leaning back towards Bill. We've got her new husband, Andre, still leaning towards Ashley. And we've got Derek and Hayley worried they're about to lose the people that they love. Well, I mean, okay, Derek loves Ashley. I'm not sure if Hayley loves anybody but herself and Bill's money. But this Las Vegas quickie marriage could absolutely rip 3 relationships apart in the coming days. With November sweeps kicking off at the end of this month, that's when I expect the big reveal about Derek and his miracle healing to come out. And I think that's going to change a lot of things. As for Bill and Dani, I feel like they might be doing the deed behind Hayley and Andre's backs within, the next couple of weeks. It would be a gosh darn shame if they didn't hit the sheets. I mean, Bill's the worst. He's a known cheater, so that wouldn't be surprising. But as far as I can remember, Dani never cheated on Bill. But it looks like that she might jump at the chance to cheat on Andre with Bill, and she might rationalize it because he's the father of her children, the love of her life, all that stuff. And I do think Andre's going to wind up hurt and run over to Ashley, who's going to be hurt when she finds out that Derek has been lying and deceiving her. So we may get like different couples forming out of this, which would leave Hayley at loose ends. But for me, her being alone is kind of what she deserves, And we still don't know who Hayley was plotting with when she faked the pregnancy and faked the miscarriage. So honestly, Hayley might even have a side piece that she is seeing behind Bill's back, which I think would be absolutely hilarious and very karmic. Drop a comment and tell me who you want to wind up with whom if these relationships do blow up.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.